Okay, we should be live.
I'm not seeing it live yet. Oh, there we are.
Yeah, I see it.
Oh, sick legacy title screen.
Hello, Dragondarch.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey. Are you ready for your run?
I'm as ready as I'm gonna be.
Sounds good. I'm gonna go ahead and switch the audio over to your stream, and then I'll do a quick sound check, and we'll be ready.
Okay.
How's it going, Dragondarch? How's it going, Dragondarch?
Well, I haven't had a deathless run of this in the last couple days, so that's... The new manipulation is really hard to do, and there's one section of the game that's... if I don't hit the manipulation going into it, there's a high chance I'm gonna die going through it. So,
Oh, really? Okay.
yeah, the
Yeah, it
manipulate...
just makes for more excitement during
Yeah.
high tension parts.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm back. It sounds good. So whenever you're ready, give me a countdown, and we'll get it started.
Alright, just give me a second here. Gotta reset the console so the RNG's in the right spot.
Yeah, that's important.
Alright, I'll be going in 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, I'm so excited. I am a huge fan of this game, and I'm really glad it's in the marathon.
I'm glad I got a chance to be showcased somewhere, because it was rejected from AGDQ. I mean, it was done a few years ago, so...
I personally skipped that morning of work to watch that race between you and Feasel during SGDQ. Was it 13
crap.
or 12?
Okay, so I messed up the manipulation. It's actually faster to reset and try again. As long as I get the manipulation within the third try, it still ends up saving time because of just what this is going to end up doing. But I have a very small frame window to hit that enemy on the way down, and if I don't kill him immediately, I can't get the scroll drop from the other enemy. So this is... A lot of the manipulation is near frame perfect. There we go. That should be right. There we go.
So, just to clarify, scroll drops increase your speed in this game, and the drops are based on some kind of frame cycle, right?
For the most part.
If you're not familiar with this game, it's basically one gigantic dungeon. Like, there are tons of screens, and they all are pretty unique, at least the different sections. And you can use 5 different characters. See, now he's really speedy because he has 2 scrolls. If you get multiple scrolls in a time window before the first scroll runs out, or the current scroll runs out, then your speed increases even further. And multiple scrolls, you move really, really quickly.
Yeah, now I'm at 3 scrolls. I'm moving at 4 pixels per frame. The manipulation, a Japanese runner figured it out. There's a way to reset the RNG when you go back to the house, and it allows me to get scroll drops practically, well, not necessarily whenever I want, but I can get them near the beginning while the RNG is still relatively... I should just explain it. By clicking on that person I'm supposed to give a password to, and then canceling out of the menu, it resets the RNG to a fixed state. This is what's going to allow me to try and get more, to manipulate scroll drops at the beginning. I can't once I get a little ways in. Come on, please tell me I got that. Good. That one's really hard to get.
Nice.
Okay, good. Got the second one. That's going to make it to the chest scroll. But yeah, you can see what scrolls are doing for me. I need as many as I can get, and as many as I can, and the more I can manipulate, the better. Alright, now for a little pause jumping. I'm gonna pause twice to do this. Once to reset my vertical speed, and then the second time it allows me to jump coming out of it. Allows me to pretty much just jump wherever I want. I'm back on 3, and chess scrolls actually have double the length. These last for 60 seconds, and I'm back to moving at 4 pixels per frame again. Oh, come on, get out of there. Need one more key, though. There we go. I'm gonna bounce when I hit the ground. I need that key so I could open that and get a big key. Those are worth 20. Uh-oh. Ah, crap. Okay, reset the room. There we go, got through it. I usually don't mess that up, but it happens.
The pause jump technique allows you to do a lot of stuff you would not be able to do in a normal playthrough, FYI. And I think when it was found, it changed the route pretty drastically.
Yeah, it did. It was found by a tasser named Lord Tom.
Oh, Lord Tom found it, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was the first one who did a task of this, and I based... the first run of this I actually did have pause jumping in it. Because I'd watched his task a couple of times before that to get some ideas.
It's a really cool task, by the way, because in a task setting, you're able to manipulate scroll drops such that after you obtain like ×4 speed, you never lose high speed. And seeing this game played at that speed the entire game is really cool to watch, honestly.
Yeah, it is. That's a really amazing task.
Mm-hmm. By the way, if you had any doubt as to whether this game fit the JRTA Marathon, it does have cat girls, so we're covered there.
Oh, got that one perfect that time. That jump is actually mid-air jump that I just did is actually frame perfect. If I'm too high, I'll just bounce off of the. I'll just hit my head on a ceiling. If I'm too low, oh crap! I didn't get enough height for that. If I'm too low, I'll still push the block, but it won't. Oh god, get on top of that. The item menu is really a pain because you can only come out of it when you're not holding anything but select. So it kind of trolls me sometimes trying to get out of it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A pause jump up this thing. Yeah, so the pause jumping, especially with the father, since his jump height is so low, this is allowing me to bypass a lot of his puzzles without having to deal with them. I actually do need a little bit of money, so we'll grab that. Alright, now we're gonna go down here. There's gonna be some enemies. I'm actually gonna farm just a little bit, because I do need some extra money.
Just to remind people about the Vanquish incentive, Vanquish is after this run that's going on right now, Legacy of a Wizard, and we are at $90 raised of 200 needed for half coordinated to play one-handed while holding a soda in his other hand. And I know people would like to see that, so you do have a limited amount of time to get in your donations for that at this point. Please do that ASAP. Ooh, boring room, nice.
Yeah, if you have donations, now's the time.
Unfortunately, we do not have any more after BJW's recent one. But I expect some to come in here to help out the Vanquish goal.
Get out of here, you. Enemies are irritating in this room because I can't fall while I'm inside of an enemy's hitbox, and I can't push a block if I can't fall on it. So that's why I keep resetting the room, so I can just get them, just so I can get them into better, more favorable positions.
Has the task route been definitely ruled out for a real-time setting?
Oh yeah.
Just because you need, like, is it a requirement to have the increased speed to get through some parts?
The thing is, this route actually resembles the task route to a degree. We just changed the stage order up a little bit to accommodate our monetary needs.
Okay.
The extra speed allows him to make the detour for the wings in the daughter's area, which we're instead buying in the mother's area, like, before we need them. The Japanese runner that found this manipulation out, though, however, pretty much follows the task route exclusively, but he doesn't use pause jumping at all, which is kind of weird. Like, I thought I was gonna... when I first watched it, I was thinking he was just doing, like, a glitchless run, but he still uses the glitch where you can pass through blocks while you're pushing them, so I didn't really know what he was doing in that regard. But the manipulation does work if I can hit it right.
Yeah, there are actually a number of routing possibilities. I mean, I think the game's pretty figured out at this point, but there are routing possibilities due to the existence of the pause jumping and some other things which allow characters to do sections that weren't intended for them. Like, there are 4 sections of this huge dungeon, and there's a character that's clearly intended to be the one to go through that section, but for instance, you can use the daughter to go through this area, which I believe is what the task does.
You can actually use the mother to get through this area too, but it's really slow. Actually, the task does use the father. That was where we got the idea for it, to be honest.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I thought I remembered the task using... Oh, no, it was Fiesel's old route that used the daughter for the boring screen, right?
The first task actually did too.
Okay.
That was actually changed. But yeah, my first run used the daughter for it, and then Fiesel's run also used the daughter for it.
Okay. Bosses in this game are kind of silly. You just, like, land on them and spam. Or if it's Rock Gaia, which kills you, like, really quickly, you hide in the corner and spam.
Rock Gaia scares me, because he's at the end of the mother's area, which is the longest of every area. A death to Rock Gaia, unfortunately, costs about 10 minutes.
Yeah. I did a playthrough of this recently, just because I really liked the game and I'd never beaten it. And I died to Rock Gaia several times, and I was like, wow, this, having to do the entire mother's area again after you die is really painful.
Okay, there's 2. I don't fully understand how this manipulation works. This is not how the Japanese runner does it. I had to find my own, because different equipment choices. I don't really know how to set this up yet. I don't have any real cues that I got it. Nope, didn't get it this time. Alright, so I'm heading down the dogs area, which is the most dangerous area in the game, because every enemy does a lot of damage. The dog doesn't take damage from normal enemies. That's why it's kind of intended for him. But it's faster to do it with pretty much any other character, because the dog has very low jump height, very limited equipment options. It's just overall really slow to use him. But it's really dangerous to do it with any other character. Please die. Okay, good. You can see how fast I've dropped in health already. And the thing that's supposed to keep any other character from getting the crown here is that there's mimic chests right near where the crown is that do 100 damage per hit. Oh god, I keep getting double hit. So when you get hit, there's a small... it seems to be based on some sort of global counter on whether or not, on how long your invulnerability lasts. If you're at the end of that, you'll come out of it immediately and take a second hit. So that just happened 3 times in a row, and I'm just about dead. Wow. There's also a screen coming up, the next screen after this, where all the enemies do... Okay, I'm gonna kill this guy for safety. All the enemies in this next room are gonna do 40 damage a hit, and there is no possible way I can dodge them if they come straight at me. Like that. Thankfully I didn't get hit, but... Alright, picked up the elixir specifically so I can jump by this chest. I hope I wasn't too far left, though. I was. God damn it. I thought I was far enough to the right. Well, death number 1. At least that area is not too bad on the death. It's only a couple of minutes tops. Same thing with if I happen to die to Archwinger or something. The Daughter's area is really short as well.
So why is that section not done with Pochi?
Pochi's jump height is very low. Uh-oh. Oh, I still got the manipulation. I thought I was way too late on that. In addition, there's a shortcut you can do by having somebody who can move blocks near the end of it that saves quite a bit of time, actually.
Okay.
Didn't get it that time either. If I die again, I'm actually just going to switch to Pochi, even though it's slower, just in the interest of getting through the area.
Yeah.
This is the area I was talking about, though. If I miss the manipulation, it's very difficult to get through the area alive, because the enemies have so much more chance to actually do damage. If I hit the manipulation correctly, I'll go through the whole area at scroll speed 3, and I'll get near the end, and I'll still have like 40 health left.
I really like those flying fish guys.
Double hit from that frog, though that's actually kind of common. No double hit there, that's good. Just grab some health off him. Kind of wish I could walk into that other room there with at least 40 health to it. That would be really helpful. But I'm only gonna have 39. Ah, crap. That has a 2-frame window if you don't do any setup for it. That's why I should just slow down a little bit right there. Whoa! Oh god, I hate this room so much. This room is such a nightmare to try and do.
So for some reason there was like a sudden rush to meet the SMB3 100% incentive, and that is now met. But we are still at $90 for Vanquish. No donations have come in, so they'd be a bit sad if that wasn't met. And you do have, I believe, until the end of this game to get donations in for that.
Alright, so that boss was pretty easy. Just spam, and he eventually dies. He's not really much of a threat. It's the next two where the damage starts ramping up enough that it's kind of a problem. The next one's not that bad. But the fourth one, like we mentioned earlier, Rock Gaia, is a nightmare. Thankfully, this next area is extremely short thanks to pause jumping. And this is the area where mine and Fiesel's route differs pretty heavily from the Japanese runners in that he detours... Oh crap, I did that wrong. Okay, I'm gonna go reset the RNG and try for the manipulation again. In most cases, it's worth going back to the house and trying it one extra time before it'll start costing time.
Mm-hmm. So, when is one of the two of you gonna actually do runs and try and improve the record?
We've both been kind of looking into it separately. Like, we were planning on picking it up for AGDQ, and that probably would have led to it anyway, but I've been meaning to do this for a while, and now that I actually know how the manipulation works, it'll probably be, like, later this year I'll start working on it.
Okay, cool. Because Bloodshy and I are both, like, huge fans of this game, and we've been dying for attempt streams of this for a long time. Because like we heard about this new manipulation thing, I think at the beginning of this year or late last year, and like just nothing ever came of it that we heard of.
It was just that the video, the only video we have of the manipulation has a bunch of Japanese characters. Like, the only thing we can read about it is in the video itself, and it's not in English. So
okay.
We didn't really have any way of knowing how everything worked, other than just copying what the video does.
Right.
Get up there. Alright, so I'm gonna sequence break pretty much this entire area by just pause jumping up this pillar here. Okay, I can do that too. That works. Walk right off the edge. That seems legit. Alright, there we go. Being generous with keys. I will take the health because this next boss is kind of dangerous. Magic's a little low too, that's a little concerning. But yeah, the whole area, you're supposed to go a pretty long, lengthy detour to get up to that area, but yeah, I just do that. Oh, damn it, he killed me after he died.
Oh.
They keep shooting after they die.
Yeah. Yeah, there's not much you can do about that as far as I know, except just, like, try and get out of their path after you kill him.
It's pretty much just back up a little bit and keep shooting at where he is and hope
Right.
that you block all of them. That time should get it. Didn't get it that time. That one I'm pretty sure is frame perfect. It's fine though. One scroll is actually almost all that I need for this. Well, I'll take two. That'll work too. Sometimes the speed is just...
Yeah.
It's really, really fast, so...
Anything that's like 2 scrolls or more, it gets really hard to control reliably, especially if you need to do precision movements.
Yeah. Alright, let's go with round 2. There we go. These boss fights end very quickly, sometimes not in my favor, but they end quickly. Alright, so we're done using the daughter. We're going to switch over to the... Missing one item that I need for her area, but with all the money I've been stockpiling, I can buy it in her area right before I need it.
So after you leave that password dialog box, you need to actually select the character with, like, some precision, right?
No, the RNG doesn't move until I actually enter the dungeon.
Oh, really? Okay.
It's easy until I get in here. Then it's more complicated.
I see.
I think I got it. Go. So far, so good.
It seems really difficult doing that reliably, given that like you have to hesitate. And do you have like a visual cue on the floor for where the enemy is, or do you just kind of like have a feeling for how much time to wait?
It's mostly a visual cue on where the enemy's standing.
Okay.
I think I got this right. Oh, no, I didn't. The spider's not in the right spot. Okay, so I missed the very last one. I could have gotten one up there that would last a while longer, but... this one will still last for a little bit longer anyway. Okay, so it ran out like a room short. There was one more scroll I could have manipulated up there. Had I done the big room correctly. I messed it up a little bit. I was off one of my movements just by a hair, and that's all it takes. Didn't get anything. From here on out, it's just all luck on whether I get scroll drops.
Yeah, it used to be the case that doing runs of this game pretty much entirely hinged on trying to get lucky in terms of getting scroll drops at ideal times. The thing about scroll drops is, or the thing about scrolls themselves rather, is that the speed up timer actually is ticking down at any point in the game. Like if you enter the item menu after going to an inn, the speed scroll timer is ticking down at that time as well.
Yeah.
Not just during normal gameplay. So at some points, speed scrolls actually don't save that much time compared to other points where you can kind of like speed through a large straightaway stretch.
Of course, the enemy decided to go right instead of left, so I got a pause jump up here instead. Skeleton, please. Need this crystal ball for later. Alright, Skeleton, I need you over here. Ooh, lucky scroll drop. The difference between the speeds with the scrolls, having no scrolls is worth, you only move it 1 pixel per frame. Each scroll adds +1. Unless you get a chest scroll as the 4th one, because there's a hidden 4th speed you can get, that you can only use if you missed that. If you already have scroll speed 3. If you pick up a chest scroll after that, it actually puts you at scroll speed 4, which is 6 pixels per frame. It gives you an extra 2 pixels over scroll speed 3.
The task spends quite a bit of time in that mode, and it's insane. Like, I don't even know how you would make any jumps in tight quarters with that speed.
Well, the thing to consider, though, about some of the scroll speeds is that scroll speed 2 and 4 are 3 and 6 pixels respectively. So what ends up happening is that all the blocks in the game are exactly 16 pixels. So at 2 and 4, you can't fall into one-tile gaps naturally.
Oh, okay.
So I generally want to avoid those 2 speeds unless I know I don't need to deal with any of that.
Yeah. That's interesting, I didn't know that.
But scroll speeds 1 and 3, with being at 2 and 4, allow me to do that perfectly. So I generally want to be at scroll speed 3 if I can.
Right.
Kill him beforehand, so when I come out, he should be either a gold drop or he'll be a troll drop, one of the two. But I gotta go in here so I can equip my wings, and getting the magic back was a nice bonus. Or it was a ring. That's a troll drop. I didn't need that. Still need a little bit of money to finish out the game. I need another 10 gold. I need to stay at one more inn with her. And I need to stay at 1 inn with the sun. And they keep giving me ring drops for some reason. So now that I have the wings, the mother doesn't need to pause jump anymore. She can just fly. The only other set of wings in the game is found in the daughter's area, but it's a pretty big detour to go get it. So it ends up being slightly faster to just buy them here for 95 gold. 3 more gold drops and I'll be good. One more. Of course, you wouldn't give me gold. You'd give me poison. Naturally, I'm also hoping for scroll drops in this area, because areas where they make you just go back and forth across a room multiple times are just painfully slow without
yeah,
scroll
this is like probably the #1 room you want to scroll drop in. That room that he just came out of. That I can think of anyway.
Also, something else I didn't mention, spikes don't damage you if you just hold up while you walk over them. What happens is your character's kind of doing like a little mini hop straight up.
I've always wondered if that was developer intended.
I actually don't know, to be honest.
Yeah.
Okay, you're gonna try and conserve magic in hopes for a scroll drop at the end of this.
Oh, another thing I don't think we've ever talked about is that the likelihood of getting a certain drop, i.e. like a key drop versus a gold drop, is dependent on the levels that you currently have of each statistic.
Yeah.
And I think there are certain levels you want to have of all of the stats to get like maximal scroll drop percentage chances.
Yeah, you need at least 20 life, 30 magic, and 2 keys for anything else to drop. Otherwise, it'll... I think it prioritizes magic, then life, then keys.
Mm-hmm.
And once you're above those thresholds, it will always drop whatever you're the lowest on, or whatever else it can possibly drop, like scrolls or rings or poison. Okay, so I'm going to switch back to the power knuckle there, because I don't need the... Nice, got poison.
So yeah, that variability in drops kind of can add some interesting routing elements with trying to have certain values in, by certain sections so you maximize scroll drop chances. Which makes a difference when you're grinding out runs of this and you're like relying on a certain amount of percent chances to go your way for scroll drops.
Alright. Rock Gaia.
Good luck.
This is either going to go really well or really badly. I don't know which. Okay, we're going to get him unstuck. Oh, this is probably going to go badly. Yep. Yep. Ran out of magic.
Oh, you ran out of magic too, damn.
He is the worst boss in this game by a long shot.
Yeah, if you spend too much time shooting away the colored ball shots, then you just run out of magic, and once that happens, you are just dead, pretty much, as far as I know.
Yeah. Oh, RNG's in the wrong spot. I don't know if I took too long getting out of the previous room or not.
Yeah, so this is the the really long trek back to the boss, right?
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, I knew it was possible. I knew there was a chance it could happen. It's really unfortunate that we have to do this area last, but she needs so much equipment just to be able to do her section that you don't really have a choice in who gets to fight him. Get up there, Maina. Okay, thought I jumped at the right time. Now that I think about it, I almost wonder if we could do this area third now. Well, I do Pochi's area second, which means I have the money for the wings already. So it might be possible to switch this up and make it area 3. I just don't know how well Mayna's going to handle Archwinger, and I have no idea how well Lil can handle Rock Gaia.
Lil fighting Rock Gaia sounds like a bad idea to me.
She can have more shots on screen at a time, though.
Oh yeah.
They do less damage per shot, but she can have more. She can have more of them, and they travel farther.
Oh, that might work.
Plus, for marathon runs,
oh yeah, for marathon settings, definitely.
It'd be a much shorter section to go through. But again, I don't know how well Mayna can handle Archwinger.
By the way, I guess we haven't really talked about the marathon itself in a little while. This is the JRTA marathon, a marathon that we are holding, whose original goal was to raise money to bring 3 Japanese speedrunners to Awesome Games Done Quick 2015. Those runners are Oxwus, who will be running Kirby Superstar at Awesome Games Done Quick, Hanage, who will be racing Castlevania 4, and Ohan, who will be racing Ninja Gaiden 1 and Mega Man 5. We actually already met the goal. We wanted to raise $6,000, and we actually met that goal in the first 8 hours of the marathon, which is absolutely incredible. So we switched to raising money directly for Doctors Without Borders. All donations from here on out will go to Doctors Without Borders. But yeah, definitely expect to see those 3 Japanese runners playing at playing in January.
It's going to be something to look forward to for certain.
Personally, meeting Ohan, getting to see him play his games at the event is probably what I'm most looking forward to, if anything.
Speaking of Oxwus,
Roxas, welcome. Yeah, I feel like, see, I was monitoring the stream while I was at work. Unfortunately, I couldn't watch the first 5 hours or so of the marathon, but every time I checked, the donation count was like $500 higher than when I last checked. And it was kind of ridiculous to see. Because for an online marathon, raising 6,000 in 8 hours is, like, ridiculous pace. By the way, I hope if anyone who isn't familiar with the game, with this game, I mean, and like likes the look of it or is interested in it, I hope any of those people actually play the game, because it's obviously a much different experience than watching this run. This dungeon is so expansive and huge. Like, I'm pretty sure that most people who played this game as a kid never made like any progress. I certainly never found any items, never found a crown, etc., etc.
I somehow beat it as a kid. I don't know how
Really?
I did it.
How much did you play it before you beat it?
Well, let's just say I was the only one out of all my friends to beat it, and I didn't even own the game. I just kept borrowing it from a guy.
I see.
But I borrowed it from him a lot. I loved this game.
Probably the thing I love the most is the sheer breadth of enemies you find around the dungeon.
I hate this guy so much. This was the one thing I was really afraid of with this run, was just this guy is just gonna be nothing but a jerk.
Yeah. How long does it take to get back to the boss?
About 10 minutes. I'll give it one more shot and that's it.
Yeah. I think that's all we can do at this point.
RNG's not in the right spot. Yeah. I knew that red guy wasn't going to be where he needed to be. At the very least, I can pick out when the RNG is where I want it to be now.
Final reminder of the Vanquish donation incentive coming up. If anyone really wants to see that, you know, hasn't put their money forward yet, that's currently at $90 or $200 to see Half-Gordon play Vanquish one-handed while holding a soda, and obviously he'd have webcam on the stream for that. And that is the next game coming up, so if you want to see that and you want to put down the money for it, you only have a limited amount of time to do so. In terms of other things coming up, I think Return of the Jedi is right after Vanquish, and there's an incentive to play on Jedi difficulty for $100, and we have $19.33 for that.
That guy actually helped me get up here for a change. That skeleton's gonna be stuck over there for all eternity now. whatever reason, if that skeleton gets stuck on the left side there, he'll just keep half jumping up and never fully jump out of that hole.
So is there pretty much no reliable strategy you can use for Rockeye? It's just like...
I have a different strat that I used to use. The strat I've been trying is the one the Japanese runner does, and it's a little bit faster than the one I use. I don't think either's really any safer than the other, just mine has a much lower chance of running out of magic.
Okay.
But they're both pretty dangerous just because of how much damage he can do. For reference, he does 40 damage a hit. I usually walk in with about 60 or so health, maybe 70.
I thought I read somewhere that he does 80 damage a hit. But 40
it might as well be.
40 is pretty nasty still.
I think I'm going to try my strat this time, because why not at this point? I'm a little more comfortable with mine anyway. His is... If he gives you a bad bullet pattern, I think it's basically impossible to kill him.
Hmm. When did you start writing this game, by the way?
I can't think of when my first run went up. Actually, no, I think it was 2008, because I did this run to take a break from routing Lufia 2 back when I did that second
I can't imagine playing this game as a break from anything. But I guess writing an RPG can be pretty intensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Dragondarch is one of the most long-standing members of the community at this point that's still active. I think he started in 2006, I want to say, something like that.
Actually, I've been around since 2004.
Alright, yeah.
plenty of money to finish with, provided Rock Gaia goes alright this time.
Fingers crossed.
Okay, that's good. I can actually take 2 hits now. I got
Nice.
lucky on how many times I got hit out here.
I always found this screen in particular really dumb because it's like unavoidable hits.
Yeah, there's a number of places that are unfortunately like that.
Like invisible enemies in general that don't take hits are really stupid.
Got him! Jeez.
Alright, nice. Yeah, getting in that slot is really imperative, isn't it?
For that strat, yes. It is a little... I mean, the Japanese runner kills him while he's still up in the air, jumping back, but again, a bad bullet pattern can basically just say no.
Mm-hmm.
Fortunately, the rest of the game isn't anywhere near as bad. Alright, so...
Yeah, all that's left is to collect the Dragon Slayer, which is doable now that he has 4 crowns. And then we gotta slay the big bad dragon in the middle of the dungeon.
RNG's not in the right spot. I'm only going to get 2 scrolls. Thankfully, it doesn't matter too much for him. Because while these scrolls are definitely nice, they're going to be mostly wasted once I get up here. Get up there. So yeah, as long as the scrolls last me to about this point, it's fine. Because while I'm pause jumping here, the scroll timer's still running while I'm in the pause menu. I keep pausing 1 frame too early. Your character has to move by at least 1 pixel before you can, Alright. I'm going to take a safety detour back to the house, just in case. It is possible to die to the dragon. It's not common, but very rarely it actually happens.
What just happened there, by the way, is after you get the 4 crowns and you have 1 crown in your inventory, there are various portraits of a girl around the dungeon, and I think if you press up when you're underneath one of those and you have a crown in your inventory, then you'll warp to a predetermined spot, and you need to find the portrait that sends you to the Dragon Slayer rune.
Yeah.
And then if you don't have a crystal, you take the portrait in the Dragon Slayer room, you take that warp, and it puts you smack dab in the middle of Pochi's area.
Yeah, that...
I didn't have the foresight to buy a crystal before getting the Dragon Slayer in my playthrough a little while ago, and I didn't know that it put you in Pochi's area, and I was pretty scared the entire time trying to escape.
Alright, here we go. Well, this is gonna be dangerous now.
Oh my god. Wow.
That 1 HP kill.
Nice.
Alright, yeah, that was time for whoever's doing that. Good God, Rock Gaia, thanks, appreciate that.
I've gotten word that Vanquish only needs 10 to be, the Vanquish incentive to play one-handed only needs $10 now to happen.
Come on, guys, $10 to make that happen.
Actually,
you know you want to see
someone
it.
did donate 10. Okay.
Oh,
no,
well,
there we
go.
Vanquish is happening. Alright. I'm not sure how that happened. I just told that it suddenly needed $10. It was cool to see the game again, especially with a different route.
Unfortunately, it just happens. There's not a lot you can do about it sometimes, but
Yeah.
I mean, outside of the Rock Gaia deaths, I think it went all right. I hit some of the manipulations, so it's still in progress, I guess.
Right.
But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it outside of the couple of really lengthy deaths. We'll just kind of
Yeah,
pretend
thanks
it
a
never
lot
happened.
for doing the run, Dragondarch.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Okay, so next up we got Vanquish, and as Cypher said, we did meet the donation incentive for the soda.
Does this mean I'm actually on the air?
That's
yeah,
right. You are on the air.
2,000 people are hearing you talk.
We got an important question from BJW. Which soda are you going to be holding? Hello?
Donation incentives for different types of soda.
What's your
What
favorite
kind
type
of soda? I'll let you guys decide.
I want you to hold a Diet Coke.
I'm a fan of regular Coke.
Same. Actually,
Oh
I'm
my
just a
God.
fan of regular Pepsi. I don't really.
I
I'm not
don't
a
even
soda
know if I'm
connoisseur.
even live.
I'm setting you up right now. Just give me a moment.
Anyway, I'm heading off to get some sleep. See you later.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, Cypher.
Yeah.
And good night.
Later, Cypher.
Mhm.